swing state leadership led by who? Not only Trump supporters, but the election deniers of the MAGA movement. According to Rolling Stone, in swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, individuals who are in charge of the election are, in fact, Trump election deniers, many of them American Doom identified. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Nearly 70 pro-Trump election conspiracy theorists currently working as county election officials who have questioned the validity of elections. These people have official authority. They have questioned the election outcome previously. They have either delayed or refused to certify results. At least 20 of these county election officials have refused or delayed certification in recent years. Rolling Stone and American Doom compiled its list of election-denying election officials by calling media reports about refusals to certify results, another denialist behavior, and by searching the social media profiles of hundreds of election officials in the 6 swing states. The investigation revealed hundreds of posts from officials expressing belief in lies about the 2020 election and skepticism about November, as well as myriad posts about every right-wing cultural war issue and conspiracy theory imaginable, a slew simmering with toxicity of the online American right. These people, once again, have actual authority. Here's some examples. David Hancock, who is in Gwinnett County, this is just outside of Atlanta, okay? He's an election official, is at the center of the certification refusal movement in the state. Quote, at this moment, there are no guidelines on what is required to certify an election in Georgia. Hancock wrote on his Facebook page in late May, but some of us are working to change that. Stand by. End quote. In Pennsylvania, you have Erie County Commissioner Charlie Bale. Charlie, whose role includes overseeing elections with fellow commission members, is one of the 19 election deniers throughout the state with power over elections. Quote, anyone in this country with an ounce of common sense knows the left cheated to some extent, end quote. Bale wrote in November 2021, quote, their philosophy isn't making it easier to vote, just easier to manipulate the vote, end quote. There's another one, put up Walter. Walter Nawased, days after the 2020 election, on the left, a commissioner in Douglas County, Nevada, shared an article in which disgraced Trump lawyer Sidney Powell falsely claimed that Trump's legal team had found evidence of voter fraud that could overturn the election results in multiple states. Quote, someone's hand has been discovered in the cookie jar, Walter wrote. Another Douglas County commissioner, Danny Tarkanian, on the right, wrote, November 2022, that mail-in ballots are, quote, the biggest issue in our election integrity, end quote, along with ballot harvesting. That is what the GOP should be questioning. All right, now you have those individuals in charge, squarely in charge of elections. Nobody removed them, nobody fired them, they are still there. A certification of election results is what legal experts consider a ministerial task and one required by state and local law. But as Trump's lies about the 2020 election have taken hold, Republicans nationwide have decided that certification provides them an opportunity to hear fraud allegations before official certification and refuse to officially count their local votes. Republicans have refused to certify election results at least 25 times since Trump lost the 2020 election to President Joe Biden. Democratic election lawyer Mark Elias said, quote, I think we are going to see mass refusals to certify the election in November. Everything we are seeing about this election is that the other side is more organized, more ruthless, and more prepared. While refusals and delays of certification have not held up in court, in Georgia and in Arizona, pro-Trump local election officials are seeking to make certification discretionary. Lawsuits that are currently being decided by state judges in order to give his campaign another method to challenge election results in November. Polls indicate that the race between Trump and the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris will be close. If employed on a large scale, the certification refusal movement would have disastrous consequences, fueling the fire of election conspiracies and delaying the tallying of votes, crucial to determining the next president. Tina Peters, former Colorado County Clerk. This is the person who became the first election official to be charged for a crime linked to the 2020 presidential election, was found guilty on 7 of the 10 charges on Monday, including 4 felony charges, which include attempting to influence a public servant. According to prosecutors, Tina Peters, who once served as the Mesa County Clerk, gave another county official's ID badge to an investigator associated with Mike Lindell, My Pillow Man, the founder of My Pillow, who became one of the highest profile election deniers after former President Donald Trump lost in 2020. Now, where's Mike Lindell? Broke, busted, and disgusted. Trump says, Lindell who? She was indicted March of 2022 for her role in the scheme. Donald Trump says, Tina who? My point is, all of these individuals who have lost everything trying to fight for this corrupt human being, in the process, they have lost everything. Bannon gets a prison sentence. Former generals go to jail pleading guilty to the FBI. You have to look at what's happening. He deflates and destroys everything in his orbit. Why? Because he manifests who he is to the mirrors that are around him. So when this is happening, you can't feel too bad for the individuals because they knew this man had no character. They knew he was gaslighting and lying to the American people about the election being stolen. They will tell you this behind the scenes, but on the camera, they will hold the lie. All right. Jackson, I do believe some of this will happen. I do pray. I hope it's not as widespread as some imagine. But regardless, Democrats or those who are just good election people, good folk that care about democracy need to be prepared. What say you?
Absolutely. I think that, well, first and foremost, this is the importance of journalism. This is why we all know what's coming. This is why we know what's up. So I encourage people to, acknowledge this, but don't let fear creep into your spirit. Show up to the polls. And at the end of the day, there's a few important takeaways. First and foremost, it's clear that 1, the tides really are not in Trump's favor. And 2, the Democrats really are not interested in losing this race. There's often rhetoric that, oh, well, the Democrats want to lose because they can campaign off of it, but not this time. If that was the case, they wouldn't have kicked Biden off the ticket.
That's right.
And also, unless this is really, really close, like, what are they really going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not going to count tens of thousands of votes. Like, good luck with that. You know what I mean? So I have no doubt that they'll try and they'll go down kicking and screaming and they'll do everything they can. But there's only so much they really can do. You know what I mean? Like, if this isn't close enough, like, what is the whole country just going to stand by? No. So again, acknowledge that this is a reality, but don't sit at home and be afraid. Do what play your part, and I think we'll be fine.
Very well said.